So, firstly, welcome to the podcast, Yogender Sir.
Thank you, Ansh. Thank you so much.
Firstly, I'd like to thank to Yogender Sir for coming in our podcast because last time I tried to shoot podcast, but unfortunately, we can't shoot podcast. But this time, coming with another podcast. Good to see you, sir.
Same here, Ansh. Same here.
Let's start, sir.
Sure.
Okay. So, my first question is that can you share your journey, like how you started your journey?
My journey got started way back in 2007. Okay, so even it started in 2006 also, but my first official job, which I got in 21st Feb 2007. So I started off my career with the BPO as a customer care executive. Okay, then I got promoted as a trainer over there within a year time. Then I got into CMS company. So it's an IT organization. So I was there as a soft skills trainer. And then since 2012, I have been a freelancer. So I've worked with so many colleges. I've trained people for corporate, and it's been over 17 years. I've been very fortunate enough to share my experience with people and learning from the great minds. So this experience has shaped me as a better person. However, we go and train students, but many times we learn from people like you. In one life, travel across India. You meet learnings from different culture, different people across our country. It's always a very lucky thing for me. And I come from government school, so I did my schooling from government school, Rajki Madhyamik College Vidyalaya, evening shift, and I did my graduation through correspondence. So now I'm a behavioral trainer. So that's all. Like in short, this is what I can talk about. I have so many things to say, but let's keep it short. So this is my journey in short. Okay.
No, you can share that, like what type of education that you qualify after graduation or
So I've done my bachelor's in tourism. Okay. So when I got promoted as a trainer, then I realized that if you are dealing with human brain, then you have to understand human psychology. So then I got into human psychology because ultimately, without understanding psychology, you can't train because every person has his or her own psychology. Then step by step, I got into neuroscience. Then I got to know, how does brain learn? And ultimately, there's a one fight for all of us is to learn every single time because life, throws a number of challenges. So the one who can, adapt, adjust, can learn, can, stay updated. And staying relevant is the key factor, in our times. Staying relevant. To stay relevant, you have to, learn because the world is changing like this. So without knowing how does your brain work, then how do you train yourself? It's not about training students. The first of all, you should know, for example, if you are an engineer and if you don't know how the engine works, then what's the point of saying that I'm an engineer? So if I'm a trainer, then I deal with human brains. So I don't say that I train humans. For me, I train human brains. So neuroscience has given me a different perspective of it because and uh, and you can say that the most of the engines have basic elements, but every engine is unique in different ways. So our brain, is shaped by the past experience. So every person comes with the past experience, and without knowing the past experience, how does brain work? What are the challenges? And apart from that, every person has his or her own way, perception of looking at the learning. So that really helped me to understand my learners, and which allows me to share my experience without any, I would say, challenge. Because when you understand how does your brain work, so that's what. And right now I'm studying about human DNA. So I'm studying about human DNA now. So which is again a very fascinating science. And I have trained people up to general managers. Recently, I was in Karnataka. There, I trained PhDs. I had a small interaction with the agriculture scientists also. So this profession has allowed me to share my time with so many great people. So
yeah.
that's all about my journey. Okay, so
So, so sir, what inspired you to become a mentor or public speaker?
see, I right now I'm into behavioral psychology. So when I got into my first job, so I met my trainer, and before that I used to teach English, subject to my neighbors, kids, and something. So So I had this thought in my mind that there's a one profession, teaching, so I can be a teacher. So in corporate world, so you are trainer. So I met my trainer. I spoke to her and I said I want to become a trainer, and she said wait some time. So when I joined my office, I started working. Then I had a meeting with my deputy manager. So he even asked me, "What do you want to become?" So I had this vision in my life from the very first day of my job that yes, because I have done this thing earlier as a teacher. So, but with each passing day, when you work with a different mind, you share your thoughts, experience, and people achieve your goals, and you are one of the contributor. So if you are the one of the contributors, so that makes you happy and gives a sense of contentment, satisfaction that yes, you are contributing your efforts towards someone's goal. And this is the best thing can happen in this world when you contribute your efforts towards somebody's success. So as a trainer, this is what I like the most because we are contributing our efforts towards someone else's growth, success.
So you are being from a very government school. So like you starting days, you also speak Hindi. You don't know complete English. So how you develop this type of communication skills? Like what type of tricks or uh, discipline develop for gaining this type of communication skills?
So I have a very interesting story to share on Shah. I think I was in eighth class. I think I was in eighth class. So so we had 15 August function. So we got the message ki, hey, whosoever wants to perform anything, and, just write your name and let us know. So I went to my teacher and I said, ki, I want to give a speech in English language on this day. So then my teacher said, okay, go and prepare and come back to tomorrow, and then let's see what happens. So I went back and he invited me on the stage in front of the whole class, and he said, Yogender, now you speak. I spoke, and later on he said, Yogender, you are not a good speaker. Don't try to speak. Okay. So I went back my home and I told this thing to my father. So my father took it very seriously. Okay. So it happened in 1998. Then he inquired in my area who is the best teacher. Then he got to know. So my first English teacher was Shri Ramji Gupta. Okay. So he spoke to him and he said, "Sir, I'm not available. I don't have any time for your kid because I'm so occupied." My father said, "Tell me what time you can come my home." So out of frustration, he said, I can come at 4 o'clock in the morning. And my father said, done. My father said, done, come. And he said, he asked me how much money would you love to charge? And whatever he asked, my father gave, okay. So my teacher used to come at 4 o'clock in the morning, okay. So my sister and I used to be ready by 4 o'clock in the morning, okay. And it was winters. So
Okay.
now you can imagine, even few days he came, I think 12 at midnight to teach us. So that's how my journey got started. So I'm very thankful for my father because he took it so seriously and he hired the best teacher for me. So my journey got started from there. However, later on when I got into my first job, then I realized that I need to polish myself more and more. But the journey got started from that one incident that my teacher said, "You don't speak good, so don't try." I came back. But every story needs a spark. So I take it the spark in a very positive way. So that's how my journey got started.
Inspiring. Like our the father is very strict. Like most of the people face these difficulties in the starting
Mm.
days learning uh,
Yeah.
language. बट हमारे फादर का क्या कहना होता है कि हम लोग कुछ अच्छा करें लाइफ में
देखो
बेसिकली
आपके जो
फादर वांट्स टू गिव अ बेटर लाइफ ही कैन
आपके जो
गो
फादर
वेरी हार्ड वर्क
फादर होते हैं ना आपके जो फादर होते हैं ना आपके फादर हो गए आपके कोचेस हो गए और समय हो गए so they know one thing for sure that tomorrow you have to lead your life from the front. So whatever skills are required, your father is always ready ki hey, get skilled, become expert. आपके पापा पैसा पैसा नहीं देंगे but when it comes down to your skills, mastery, expertise, competency, he would never say no to you because he knows कि कल को you have to lead the family from the front. So right? So I'm very thankful for my father for that particular opportunity. And but before that, my teacher, I'm very thankful for him. So he was so somewhere he is the reason of my English language also. And again, my first English teacher, Sri Ramji Gupta ji. So he built an interest in me about English language. So a lot of people are there behind my story. You know.
Actually, sir, when I'm in school days, so my father is
Yeah.
also forced me to wake at 4 o'clock. And maximum time I beat for. Time my
Mm.
mother beat me. Sometimes my father beat me, and they are simply saying कि okay, तुमसे नहीं जागा रहा है, उठ के बस बैठो, बुक के सामने
Bad
बैठना
joke.
है.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very good memories. So so I wanted to ask one thing.
Yeah.
Your journey is very inspiring. So so any funny incidents or funny experience in this complete journey that you really wanted to share?
I would not say funny journey, but yes, one of the challenging trainings I can share with you. Okay, so my first project, I got in 2012. So I was supposed to train drivers and mechanics. So this project was given by a renowned company. Okay, and the biggest challenge which I faced. So I was supposed to train them in the evening around 6 p.m. And that was the same time they used to drink wine. So when I went there, so most of the my trainers were drunk, and the age group was around 50 to 60. So even they were close to my father age. And the topic which I was supposed to train them on goal setting, stress management, time management, and so they were not highly educated. So I had to design my content as per their language. So one day I was training them on goal setting. So one of the participants was drunk, and he interrupted me in the conversation. He said, "Sir, कितना कमाते हैं आप?" So I said, "क्या हुआ? Sir, कितना कमाते हैं आप?" तो क्या हुआ? कहता, "सर, मेरी दुकान है. अगर कम पड़े तो मेरी दुकान पे जॉब कर देना आप." So, so for me, it was a challenge. Then the management spoke to me, and they said, "Ki Yogendra, don't leave this training," because before me, I think three more trainers left the project just because of this. So I said, "No, I would not leave it. Let me just understand how to deal with these people." So we trained them for I think 30 days. We did yoga, we did meditation, and somehow they got convinced not to drink, at least during our training time. So that was the most challenging training, and again the most memorable trainings, I would say that, because training people, those who are conscious, is very easy. But someone majority, they're drunk, and you're training them soft skills, time management, stress management. Somewhere you're also getting stress from people. So
Yeah.
that was one of the challenging trainings, I can say.
It's very hilarious.
And now you're motivating them. And suddenly someone says, "Ki, hey, sir, कितना कमाते हैं आप?" And someone offers a job. So this is something which is quite interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So you're starting from call center, and after you jump into the uh, mentor
IT
or
company, then
something.
yeah, I got into IT company. Yeah, then the training.
Yeah. But how you do this type of things? Like you have a very good communication skills.
No, 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 no. Communication and training both are different things. Okay, so if you look at this from sports background, for example, okay, there's a myth among our society. If someone can speak good English or maybe good Hindi, the person may be a trainer. Training and speaking both are different things altogether. So as a speaker, I can share my thoughts, I can express myself. But training human brain is a completely different art. So you cannot relate communication. I mean, speaking and training, they both are different verticals. And this is the problem, a lot of people face. You look at somebody and someone, got great communication skills, and you start believing that this person would be a great trainer. Because, just imagine, Hansh, however, I did my schooling from government school, completely Hindi medium, okay. If let's say someone comes from international school, that comes from great background, and the person again, has been brought up by the great culture of English speaking. But if the someone is supposed to train a group of people, those who have not been brought up by the same environment, the question comes: can that person transform or that English into other people? Can the person train the other guys? So training and speaking both are different things altogether. So speaker and trainer. So you can keep these two different identities: speaker and trainer.
So one question is like that in my mind, like how we define impactful communication?
Impactful communication for me is, you can keep it so simple that people should get your message with the right intention. Okay, so there are two words: intent versus impact.
Yeah,
So intent versus impact. So as a speaker, what is my intention and what is the impact of my message on my audience? Okay, if intention and impact both are similar, then I'm a successful communicator. So what happens in, communication? So how does miscommunication happen? What is my intention and what is the impact of my message on my audience? So there are three elements of communication you can talk about, like your words. We use words, tone, and body language. And majority of us, we only focus on words. We forget our tone and body language. And
yes,
even if you look at your personal life, a lot of arguments, miscommunication happens just because of we do not focus on our tone, our body language while speaking to our parents, our teachers. You know, so you need to keep one thing, in mind: what is my intention and what is my impact. Second, the message which you are delivering, it's not for you; it's for somebody else. The voice which you got from God, it's not for you, it's for somebody else. The knowledge which you got from the world and God, it's not for you, it's for somebody else. If everything is for somebody else, so keep the somebody else in your mind. Respect somebody else's mind. I feel what you feel. So if I don't feel
but
what you feel, then how would I
yeah,
communicate?
yeah. But one thing I believe that it's a brain mistake.
Now you're talking about the brain survival mechanism. Okay, so your brain has two primary, roles. Number one, to find pleasure in life, and to stay away from threat. To find pleasure and to, avoid threat. So as I said, when you speak to a stranger, so what is your perception about that, stranger, the conversation with stranger? So we have been trained, and we have been, what asked since our childhood, hey, stay away from strangers, don't talk to strangers. So stranger word has been, programmed in our mind with a negative emotion, like, so don't talk to strangers. So the moment we look at a stranger, the memory floods. Okay, hey, don't talk to the stranger, because suddenly your brain starts seeing threat. Number two, most of the, formal communication takes place at your school level, maybe with your teachers, your principal sir and ma'am. So how was your, that formal conversation experience? Did people appreciate you or did people criticize you? Did you get that? So a lot of things come together about this perception, when you look at stranger. So it's more of your how is your past experience. Have you been trained to talk to strangers? Or have you been trained to avoid the conversation with strangers? So most of us we have been told, ki, hey, just stay away from strangers, don't talk to everybody, don't, and we should not talk to everybody. But we should be trained for this, that if you come across a stranger, then you should know how to talk to strangers, so that our brain should not consider stranger as threat. Because the moment you complete your graduation, you're supposed to talk to strangers every single day. Job is given by a stranger, promotion is given by a stranger, opportunity is given by a stranger, but our whole life we have been trained to avoid strangers.
Yeah, yeah, I understand your
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Actually, sir, when I'm in school, so I'm also face difficulties to talk with stranger. But when I'm coming in college, so that time I meet lots of students randomly, unexpected. Then I started talking with new students, juniors, seniors. Then this problems is cure automatically. But after that, this misconception that okay, we can't meet up to a stranger. We learn so much thing with interacting with new people. So and also develop some social skills.
Every day your brain is shaped by new experience. Okay, all right. So every day is a new day, and new experience shapes your memories. So every day you are, modifying your memories. So that doesn't mean that once an experience, always an experience. No. So every new experience shapes your perception, changes your perception.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now maybe you have strong desires to talk to other people. You want to communicate now. It is your intentional approach. So now brain is not seeing any threat in that conversation because voluntary you want to talk to people, right? But if someone forces you, ki, hey, you have to talk it again, then brain says that it's a threat. It's a compulsion now.
That, yeah, definitely.
For example, like
So,
interview conversation. So for people, interviews are compulsion. Majburi hai. We have to do it.
no, no, no. It's not compulsion. I believe.
For so many people, I'm saying it's not for you, but for so many people.
So, I'm not facing problem with talking with stranger, but some people facing problem talking with stranger. So, how he can able to talk with stranger, and can you provide some tips or guidance for the students?
See, again, you should understand one thing: language is a barrier, or your beliefs are your barriers. Okay, so let's say if you can talk in Hindi, still you are not able to talk to strangers. Let's say the Hindi is the first language. You can speak Hindi, but still not able to connect with people. So maybe there are certain beliefs which are holding back in your mind. Maybe you are scared of judgment. Maybe you have this thought, if I spoke to this guy, what this guy would think of me. So whenever you have these kind of irrational thoughts, always test your thoughts and always ask कि बुरे से बुरा क्या होगा. Second, what is the long term consequences if I don't talk today? Because today, if you are not talking, there's a one beautiful quote: what you avoid controls you. What you avoid controls you.
Control
So
you.
today, if you are not talking to strangers, tomorrow strangers would control you. So anyhow, so what you can do is go to any mall random, and there you have so many people to talk, like sales boys, sales girls, sales executives. Go and start talking to those guys, and they don't judge you, and they would not force you to buy anything.
Yeah.
So go to any random Apple store, Samsung store, go and inquire about the product, and then see how you feel, how comfortable you are. Then gradually you can lift up your confidence level. Even you have so many people in your campus, at least if there are 50 people in your class, talk to 50 people. You know what people do? They only limit the conversation with 2 or 4 people. So they spend the whole life with four friends in school, four in college, and now suddenly you expect your brain to, a great communicator. Yeah, I can talk to anybody.
No,
So start talking to the God has given you, 40 people in your class and 1,000 people in your campus,
yeah, definitely.
right? So don't, even there's one problem with students. They only greet their own department teachers. However, there are so many teachers, a part of the campus. So if you see someone, the person is a part of the university and college, just greet. What happens in villages, right? What happens in villages? Someone, walks out of the home. So whosoever comes across this person, the person greets. The person greets everybody.
Yeah,
You can see this culture in all the villages, right?
yeah.
So you need to initiate the conversation, but start where the threat is very less. So for me, it's like window shopping. Go and just talk, start talking, and
So
then
talking is the
choose
key.
one. Yeah, and have a planned conversation. For example, if you come to a class, so choose one topic and find a person who has the same interest with, and then go and then start talking about the interest the person belongs to. Let's say Ansh loves machine learning, for example. So what I'll do, okay, I'll talk to Ansh tomorrow. So I prepared some note about machine learning, and I'll come randomly, okay, hey Ansh, do you know this is happening in the machine learning? And suddenly Ansh also becomes interested because machine learning is very close to Ansh.
One start.
But if I start talking to Ansh about something Ansh has no interest, so maybe the Ansh would not take so much interest in the conversation. So you have to find relevant topics to talk to people also, so that people should also take interest with you in the conversation.
So it's a good thing. Like it can be possible. Like we can talk with the people and get some topics, and definitely if other people are sincere, then definitely we will come with preparations and talk easily. But I'm talking. I wanted to know about it. How to handle impromptu. Like someone says that okay, you have to speak about this topic, but you don't know about that topic. So it's a big challenge. Like that
See,
time we fumble most of the time.
so for me, it's like talking for 1 hour at a length. It's a marathon race, right? It's a marathon race, and impromptu talk for me, 100 meter sprints over here. But everything comes from practice and preparation. Don't expect your brain to do a task which you have not trained the brain.
Okay.
Did you get that? Because the brain is the employee. If you train your employee, then the employee execute the task. So have some, exercises. Take one topic. Start, doing free writing. Free writing. Take one topic and start your thoughts, whatever you feel like. Then do some research about the same topic and then collect the thoughts. And you should read a lot. You should read a lot, but read what you like the most and which can be transformed into your profession. So don't read anything which has no relevance with your career, okay? Because ultimately, if you acquire so much knowledge, just like your academics. So in schools, you acquired so much, but there is no space of transfer of the learning. Then the brain would say, why should I learn more? Learn which can be transferred. Did you get that? Learn what can be transferred. So
Related to
and
academics.
you should not know everything. आपको सब नहीं आना चाहिए. आपको सिर्फ अपने डोमेन का आना चाहिए. So that you should have your brand identity. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल कि अगर मुझे मशीन लर्निंग के लिए बात करना है, so I have somebody that say, hey, talk to Ansh here because this guy only learns about machine learning and is the hub of machine learning. So I don't expect Ansh to know everything. So choose one area of your mastery, then read a lot in that domain, and then talk about the domain. You don't have to talk about every domain.
Yeah.
So when you read, you store knowledge in your brain. So the moment the same topic comes, you got the database in your server.
Yeah. Definitely. So you said that we have to be read book related to our academics or relevance to your
No, no, not
future.
academics, your profession. Your profession. Profession.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
profession.
Yeah.
So how we get so much vocabulary because vocabulary is very important for speaking.
So first of all, fix your needs. Okay. What is the need of your vocabulary? So you spend your most of the time in college, your family, market, and somewhere. So first of all, prioritize your need. Okay. So daily आप सबसे ज़्यादा conversation किस domain में करते हो? Did you get that? Then you can pick the vocabulary from all AI tools, ChatGPT and Google also, and have some goal in your mind that today I'm gonna use these words, not practice or learn. For me, the right key is use them, and that should be my voluntary choice. Key yes, conscious choice. I got it. So if I come across Ansh, I'll say okay, I'm gonna use these words with Ansh. Ki, hey Ansh, you're a voracious learner, right, Ansh? And then walk off. And don't get scared. Okay, if Ansh doesn't know the meaning, should I use or not? Because so many people have this, fear. If someone doesn't understand me, that's none of your business. Your job is to go and share the word and then walk off. If someone becomes curious, the person would come back to you. Ki, hey, Yogender, which word you use? I would say voracious. What does it mean? I said hungry. Okay. Number two, put the same word on your WhatsApp status. Put the same word on your Facebook status, so that whenever you use your social media, so you find your learnings there. Then you start forming sentences, one line sentence, two-line sentences. Even you can ask ChatGPT to create some motivational quote somewhere. So ultimately, you have to use those words because when you experience the word, they become part of your memory. So majority the problem comes, people learn, but they don't use it. So learning and experience both are different. However, they're interconnected. But use your words in the right context. In the right context.
So when we talk in Hindi, like तुम कहाँ जा रहे हो, तुम क्या कर रहे हो, so we speak very fluently. So it is possible to speak in English like this type of fluency, like hi Yogender Sir, how are you? So it's a very common word. Like
And
we are
and
repeating this
answer
type of
and how many hands you have?
thanks
Okay, so you write with left hand or right hand?
and most of the times.
So, but you got left hand also, right?
Yeah.
But you never thought of using your left hand in writing process. Okay, so in the same order, since your school days, your first day, you have been listening to two languages, Hindi and English.
Yeah.
So Hindi is a part of our culture and environment. So it was quite easy because everywhere Hindi, Hindi, Hindi. But you cannot say that I don't know this language, English. But voluntary, you never chose that, I need to use this language in my social life also. But there's a problem in our society also. Majority we speak in Hindi. But if you have two hands and you are not using your left hand, it is your choice, right? But what is the best part that you got a left hand? If from tomorrow onwards, if you start writing with your left hand, so maybe in 1 month or 2 months, you would be quite comfortable with your left hand.
Left hand.
So if you take this voluntary decision, okay, from tomorrow onwards, I'll start speaking in English and I'll not learn more. I'll use whatever I know already. So
Okay.
one big mistake people make. So they keep on learning more and more. They don't use what they already know. First of all, start using what you know. So if you get somewhere stuck, if you get stuck somewhere, then take help from AI tools randomly. So you got the access these days. At least we know how to say good morning, hello, how are you? Let's WhatsApp, sit down, go, come, eat. So we know this much English. But again, the problem is fear of mistake, fear of being judged by people because the first criticism comes from our own friends circle, from own
Mi-
people.
mis, mis,
So maybe
misconception.
so you need to find a learning partner. Like people have gym partners, people have sports partners. So you need to have one learning partner also. So you need to look for that person. Okay.
So my next question is that how to stay authentic when talking to someone or speaking in front of crowd or mentoring someone.
Being authentic in terms of knowledge, experience.
No, sometimes we try to put some extra effort when talking in the front of uh, hundred of people or mentoring
Hmm.
someone. So we lost the authenticity because that time we
Mm,
focus on the words, not on the body language and all that.
I told you one thing, the one statement earlier, and I feel what you feel. Okay. Number two, do I know the need of my audience? If I'm there, what they want from me, rather what I want to deliver. So there are two ways of eating food. Number one is bhandara. There you don't know what is coming. So whatever is offered, you have to eat it. Sometimes you don't like it, but you eat it. But what happens when you go to restaurants? Then a
We have
waiter
the choice.
comes.
We have the
You
choice.
you, you choose the menu, right? You choose your dish, and you know the taste which is coming. So if your audience is very sure that what is my order, I have placed the order, I know what is coming to me because this is my need. So you should understand the need of your audience, what exactly they're looking from you, what they want from you, how they want from you, what they want from you, and the most important is how they want from you. And this is a key factor. The same message can be present in different ways. Let's say we are doing this podcast, but some people say, hey, I don't love to watch podcast. Give me some notes. Maybe some people love audio podcasts. Maybe some people love video podcasts. Maybe some people love, stories. Some people say, hey, I hate stories. Give me straight facts and figures. So understanding audience need, style, expectation will always make you authentic. So you have to do a lot of research about your audience. And what is the time duration? Because you have to summarize your message in a time duration because you have to respect your audience time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so my next question is that have you ever had a failure during the any mentorship session or speaking in the front of so much people?
No, I wouldn't say the failure for me is, it's a human biology. It's a human biology. Every day you get up, you come across so many challenges. So, how's your body responding? How's your brain responding? The same challenge, could be very easy for you, and the same challenge could be very tough for you. Again, it matters how is your body responding. Even you look at all the athletes, you see all of the players go to the same ground. Someday they are so good, someday they are not able to perform because ultimately what comes down to your biology. But yes, of course, I last year I was supposed to deliver a lecture to, I think 1,500 students. And before that, I never did that.
Great number.
So so suddenly the moment I, went onto the stage, suddenly my heart will shoot up because my brain was not prepared for that moment. But yes, of course, I had so much experience in my kitty. So it took me, I think, 30 seconds or 40 seconds to settle down. So my experience really helped me. But of course, my brain was not prepared for that event because my brain never, faced 1,500 students at one time. It's a big auditorium. So as long as you're alive, every new experience will make you uncomfortable. But of course, your past experience will help you to face that new experience.
So how you manage the new faces?
See, again, I told you, the all if you have past experience in a kitty and somewhere if a new challenge comes, new opportunity comes, so brain always keeps on comparing your present with your past. Okay, so if you find this even 20% similarities, so brain says, okay, hey, at least I know what is coming. But yes, if a task is completely different, I've never faced it. So it comes down to my personality, how my life has been so far. I have been running away from challenges, or I'm running towards challenges. So it's my daily character, right? So I'm somebody who loves to explore my life because when I was training you guys, I was working for 11 hours every single day. So I'm somebody who loves to work hours and hours. For me, every challenge is a new opportunity. So what is your perception about life, right? Do you find it as a threat or it's an opportunity?
So I think the 1,500 students is a great number. So at
Yeah,
that time you also stuck there. So
of
what
course.
type of mentality you develop that? If the students are really understand or just mug up the key points.
No, I took my time, okay, because as a trainer, I know what happened with my biology because my sympathetic nervous system got highly active. So I knew what happened with my biology. So I took my time. I greeted those guys and I asked about their well-being. So I was just waiting for my heartbeat to settle down because I was there for a purpose. I was there for a purpose. So I was not there to speak and get lost because someone trusted me to speak there. So I needed to maintain the trust level also. So that really helps you if you know your brain, what is happening with me right now. So if you know how to deal with that, so you can face a lot of challenges.
Yeah, yeah. I understand you. It's a very great experience.
Yeah, of course. So which
So
I
my
share with my
next
students also.
okay. So my next question is in the world full of noise. So how we can develop our voice so we can stand out easily in front of any uh, celebrity or even our prime minister. Speak very right.
Again, Ansh, the one who wins, gold medal in Olympic, the person practice prepares every single day. The journey starts in silence, but the victory is celebrated publicly, right? So you have to have a vision for your 5 years, 3 years, that after 4 years, I want to be like that person. I want to speak to our prime minister. I want to speak to our CM. So are you preparing yourself every single day for that vision, for goal, when one dream? No. So if you have a dream to become a good speaker, and even nothing can stop you. If you have magnetic desire, right? Your intention is very strong that I want to become. And your brain is so smart. If you remember the very first day of your bicycle, no one trained you the way people are taught in schools. Your father made you sit on the bicycle, and the bicycle was, moving here and there. Suddenly, your brain learn how to manage the balance on that particular device, the machine, the bicycle, right? So your brain has the ability to refine the movements. Your brain can, learn by filtering, irrelevant things. Just put the brain in the process. Put the, even if you're a cricketer, remember the first day the way you held the bat in your hand. You don't know how to, move the bat. If you're a bowler, and you were there, you went to your ground to play matches every single day, and even you never realized when you became so smart with the ball and the bat. So this is the key. Put yourself in the process. And of course, if you have a big goal to learn from, to speak to the big people, so learn it professionally also. So if you want to play for IPL and national, right? So then you have to join an academy, go there and get trained by somebody who's the master of the art, so that you can save your time. Otherwise, you can practice in the street, play, have fun, but there is no guarantee that you will have the expertise.
Yeah.
And the talent is hunted, in the matches, even not in the practice session. So if you join some clubs, the trainings, there you come across so many people also. If they find something in you, then they connect you with other people also, right? So this is what you can do, according to my experience.
आपको कुछ ऐड करना है सर?
मैं बस ये ऐड करना चाहता हूँ कि ना, आपको एक चीज समझना है कि ये जो लाइफ है ना, आपको एक बार ही मिली है। ओके।
Yeah.
और इस दुनिया में ना, जितनी भी चीजें आप अपने आसपास देख रहे हो ना, वो आपके ब्रेन की उपज है। तो कभी भी आपको अपने पे शक आए ना, तो ध्यान रखना कि जो ब्रेन किसी और के पास है ना, वो आपके पास है। और उसमें और आप में इतना अंतर है कि उसको अपने ब्रेन के बारे में पता है, आपको अपने ब्रेन के बारे में नहीं पता है, जबकि वो मैजिक आपके पास भी है। यू नो भगवान ने आपको माचिस दे दिया है ना, माचिस, तो उसको जलाना आना बहुत जरूरी है आपके पास। नहीं तो माचिस में ना तिल्लियां अंदर होती हैं, लेकिन तिल्ली बाहर निकाल के जब आप स्पार्क करते हो ना, उससे लाइट आती है। तो भगवान ने सब कुछ दिया हुआ है आपको, तो थोड़ा सा समय निकालिए, खुद को समझिए। दुनिया को आपने बहुत समझ लिया, जज कर लिया अब, सो ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड कि मैं ऐसा क्यों हूँ। और भगवान ने आपके साथ कोई भेदभाव नहीं किया, यू गॉट द सेम ब्रेन। सो जैसे स्वामी विवेकानंद जी ने कहा था कि सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन इज द गॉड रियलाइजेशन। तो जिसने अपने आप को रियलाइज कर लिया ना, उसने भगवान को रियलाइज कर लिया। सो एंड आई एम वेरी लकी इन दैट केस, आई एम लर्निंग अबाउट ह्यूमन ब्रेन। And you are chalta firta magic. And if you think you are human, you are chalta firta magic. But
Yeah.
somewhere you don't know how to use this magic.
Yeah. Because
That's all.
maximum time we don't know about most of the things that it can happen unexpectedly. Like maximum opportunity, we don't know about that type of things, but unexpectedly this opportunity come to you, and we have to be do.
Correct.
Could you wanted to give some advice to the youngest, like you train college students? So most of the students are doing same type of mistakes.
मैं बस एक चीज जो बोलना चाहूंगा ना कि always remember there are two words, knowing versus doing. Okay, knowing versus doing. So in your school, your college, people assess you based on knowing, awareness, but the world pays you for doing. So जितना हो सके ना, start working, get some experience, and ultimately, the moment you complete your college, you're supposed to work in a company. So जितना जल्दी हो सके ना, तो come out of this student mindset and get into in a professional mindset. Because if you ask any 5-year-old, boy or girl who is into boxing, आप उससे पूछोगे who you are. The boy and the girl would never say I'm a student. वो क्या बोलेगा? I'm a boxer. I'm a cricketer. But if you ask any academic, person who you are, I'm a student. And who do you want to become? I want to become a front end developer. But right now, who you are, I'm a student. So there's an identity, crash for me. So get this identity in your mind, who you are, I'm a front end developer.
Like
And
yeah,
so when athletes go to stadium, they practice. Why? Because there's a match coming, there's a tournament coming. So if you build the same mindset of athlete wala, so your life would be very easy. And last piece of advice I would love to share with people: uh, be comfortable with boredom. Okay,
yeah,
enjoy your
great.
boredom. Enjoy your boredom, because there are South Surin music, right? There are specific shot and balls in cricket. फिर ना वो 7 सूरी तो अपना अभ्यास करेंगे ना, दे कांट से कि नहीं और कुछ लेकर आओ। बट एकेडमिक्स में क्या होता है ना, अरे वी हैव डन दिस, कुछ नया कराओ, कुछ नया कराओ। सो repetition, repeat. So be comfortable with boredom. Enjoy the same thing again and again with the same intensity. That's what I want to say of it.
Yeah, in my training session, you said that if you wanted to become an engineer, so be engineer. Like
Hmm.
like engineer बनना चाहते हो और ऋतिक रोशन जैसे बाल रखे हो, लाइक इस
बिकॉज
चीज
योर योर अपीयरेंस मैटर्स राइट ना, बिकॉज आप जब खुद को स्वयं को शीशे में देखते हो ना, और फिर आप एक इंजीनियर को भी देख रहे हो तो लिंक्डइन पे, यूट्यूब के ऊपर सब ब्रेन कंपेयर कर रहा होता है ना अपीयरेंस को लेके भी. सो योर अपीयरेंस मैटर्स अ लॉट.
Yes.
राइट.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for coming in our
Welcome.
podcast.
Thank you so much for this invitation, Ansh. It was nice talking to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.